Do you think that at this time, what we need most is to choose the lesser of two evils? I've been having a conversation, as we do online. I've been trying to keep it cordial, but I've been trying to get this idea across that if we, what do you guys think? If we continue to choose the lesser of two evils, what inevitably happens is the bar gets set so low that all that our civilization will cater to is not virtue and goodness, but deceit, lies, mockery. The bar is set so low that our leaders no longer ascribe to be the greatest version of themselves. Our leaders ascribe to be the least harmful, worst version of themselves. It's like saying, I don't need to be a good person. They don't say I need to be a great person. They say, I need to be the lesser of two evils. They say, I don't need to be good. I just need to be not as bad as the other guy. When humanity sets the bar this low, this is what happens. The criticism to this, rightly so, understandably so, not rightly so, but the criticism of this is, and the response I got on Facebook, which is what I've always been getting. We can go into that later, but what I've been getting a lot lately is, it's better than doing nothing. They say, you sit idly by. They say, you speak a lot, but you speak, but you don't do anything. It's better than doing nothing. And I can't. There is virtue, I agree. And this is how we should proceed with our conversations. We need to acknowledge what other people are saying, because there's truth in everything, but there is greater truths and lesser truths. For example, there is virtue in taking action, but we must tread carefully. It is not our, how can I say, sometimes in the noise of haste, in the noise of the physical material world, in the noise of it all, it can be hard to discern the truth, right? Because action is not always better than inaction. That's like saying, and if you guys are on this road, you know it well, that's like saying passivity is always better than action. That is like saying action is always better than passivity. That's like saying the masculine is always better than the feminine, and vice versa. Neither quality of energy is better than the other. What is best is knowledge and when to discern to use each one. It is the knowledge of the qualities of energy, either action or inaction, and the wisdom and discernment to know when to use each one. And that's what people don't understand. And this conversation of choose the lesser evil, you got to do something, it's better than do nothing. I'm not advocating for idleness. By saying do not accept the paradigm of lesser of two evils, I'm not saying sit idly by. You guys are loving, you guys are living, you're creating friends, you're building communities, you're learning how to tend to the planet, you're learning how to tend to your soul, you're forgiving the world, you're forgiving yourselves, you're going to the dark shadow of the night, you're doing everything you can to become a better person, and inevitably when everyone becomes a better person, the world as a whole becomes a better person. So we are not sitting idly by, we're using our minds. Refusing to choose the lesser of two evils is not giving up. It's not inactivity. It's wisdom. It's wisdom. That's what it is. I cannot stress that enough. And it seems like the majority of the population has accepted the state of affairs that is go with the lesser of two evils, of perpetually setting the bar lower and lower, actively, maniacally manipulating the system in the worst ways, that shoots out leaders who no longer care about virtue, but instead care about how can I show up in the worst way possible, in the most egotistical way as possible, in the most manipulative way as possible, in the most conniving way as possible, but still be better virtue-wise than the next guy or gal or entity or demonic spirit. Call it whatever you want. Is that the world you guys want to create? Do you want to create a world in which your leaders no longer need to strive for excellence, for virtue, for goodness, for righteousness, but instead strive to be not as bad as the next guy? Hasty action can have terrible, terrible consequences. And I feel like that's what people are doing now. They're scared as they should be. They're terrified. They don't know what's happening. They feel like they've been let down by everyone. And so they're making scared, hasty decisions. And hasty, scared decisions create, you know what they create, as above, so below. Whatever energy you put into a system is the energy that you're going to get out. We need resilience. We need wisdom. We need intellect. We need compassion. We need to understand one another. We need to have a genuine conversation with each other. We need to understand what people are saying, because everyone wants the same thing. We want peace and we want love for all of humanity, for our family, for our children. We all think that our way of doing that is the best way because that's all we know. And so for us, it might be the best way, which is why we have to at least understand what someone's saying before interceding, which is why we can't settle for the lesser of two evils. For each choice, no matter how seemingly small or unnecessary, shapes everything that follows. A world concerned with only avoiding the worst, nay indeed one day find itself in a world where even the smallest evil can cast its shadow far and very wide. Anywho, in summary, don't pick the lesser of two evils. Please don't pick the lesser of two evils. Please don't perpetuate this nonsense. It's not inaction. It's not doing nothing. It's thinking deeply and critically about a situation and not making hasty decisions because everyone else is doing it. What do you guys think? If you guys are new to the channel, like and subscribe. If this resonates with you, like and subscribe if it doesn't, because we need conversations like this, period. We need thoughtful, considerate, deeply engaging conversations, period, that don't involve mainstream rhetoric and mainstream ideologies and, talking points. We're not talking points. We're not reading from screens, right? Your politicians are reading from screens. Your leaders are reading from screens. They don't have thoughts for themselves. They have thoughts as talking heads for a massive system that has been the culmination of choosing the lesser of two evils for maybe even hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years. You may think that you're avoiding something, pain, destruction, in the short term, and you might be right, but each deed has a reverberating effect on this reality. And if we continue to choose the lesser of two evils every time the situation is presented to us, we will live in a terrible world. In fact, we might already be there. But that's okay, man, because we are doing something. We aren't sitting here idly. My name is Keith. We're out here bringing knowledge to the people. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I'm sorry I haven't been as active as I had been. I've been existing in the matrix. You guys know how it is. I love you. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.